back to the Cobra's Nest. For those of you who are new, my name is Mignon Cobra and I make minimalism videos. So today's minimalism video is going to be a really special and exciting one, and that is thank you everyone for 1,000 subscribers. So without further ado, let's just get into the video. Let's get it, let's go. Woo. Before we get started, I actually want to make a little bit of an announcement. I actually do and have started a coaching service for helping people out with like minimalism, getting their YouTube channel started. I've actually had some people reach out and it's been great. It's been a really good experience just kind of giving back to the community and having like this one-on-one coaching. So if that's something that you're interested in, definitely check it out in the link down below. My email is at mignoncobra5@gmail.com. Yes, okay, let's get on with the scheduled program. Before we get started, as usual, if you wish to help out my channel, consider checking out my Patreon. Although usually I'd say like, cause I'm not monetized. But oh my God, I'm finally monetized. Oh my God, guys. I'm so excited. Oh my gosh, like I can't even breathe. Like, oh my gosh. Me this morning, I was like checking my phone and then I was like uploading and I was like doing like thumbnails and like timestamps for my videos. And when I refreshed it, I was like, oh my God, I hit 1,000 subscribers. I know that this video is very like a little high in the emotion, but oh my God, guys. I've been waiting for this moment for like 2 years. I started taking my channel really seriously back in 2020, all of 2020 and 2021. So about like a year and a half. Oh my gosh, all the hard work totally paid off. All those nights crying on the balcony eating ice cream totally paid off. So yeah, if you wish to help out my channel and the Cobra's Nest grow, you can check out my Patreon in the link down below. And if not, then you can just help me out with the algorithm by giving this video a thumbs up and a like and a subscribe. Okay, so today's video is going to be really honest. I think I probably will collect some stuff, some footage of how I celebrate, maybe a couple Q&As that I'll ask people. So if like my outfit, my makeup looks different, it's because I pieced this video together. And then just like a couple like tips and tricks and advice that I would give to future YouTubers or people who are on their YouTube journey. So yeah, let me just start talking about the tips. Okay, so tip number 1, you have to be doing this because you like it. You can't be doing it for the money. I know, it's like, how can you say that when you're making a video about monetization and reaching 1,000 subscribers? There were so many times I wanted to quit, but there were plenty of times I kept going because I kind of just liked and enjoyed doing YouTubing and like making the videos. Like that creative process was the only thing that kept me going. If this truly did just feel like work and I was just really doing it for the money, I don't think I would have made it past the initial first 2 years. I've actually been YouTubing for 4 years, but I was like on and off for the first 2 years, just like posting every several months. But it wasn't until 2020 that I started posting 3 times a week for a year and a half. That's when like my channel really started to grow. So yeah, you really have to do this because you love it. You have to be passionate about your niche, passionate about your topic. You really have to show love back to your community. There's really no other way to grow if you're just doing this for the money, because there was a period of time I was doing it for the money and it was just so obvious. Like there was just no passion in my videos and I was stagnant at like, I think 300 subscribers for over 2 years. The next tip that I want to give is don't invest in expensive equipment right off the bat. Make sure you enjoy doing this first. I've seen a lot of videos that are not the greatest content, but it's really the person's personality and the quality of their content that shines through. It's not the fancy camera, it's not phone or the camera. Honestly, I've seen people film on a potato of a phone and they have like millions of views, thousands of views. Like people are there because they want to see you and they want to see what you bring to your particular niche or topic. So yeah, save your money. I didn't start investing in equipment until like way later in my journey. It wasn't until the 3rd year that I got my laptop that was like a workhorse. Before that, I was just using a really terrible MacBook. I think like I think it was like a M3. I didn't get lights and cameras till my 2nd year, and I didn't upgrade my phone or like my camera, I think till like the 3rd year as well. Yeah, I think in the 3rd year. So really you don't need to get any of these fancy equipment. I didn't have any equipment. I just filmed on really old 2011 Sony Digicam, and I hit 300 subscribers just using that method, using the free version of Filmora, like nothing fancy. It really is about the quality that you bring to the channel. Okay, the 3rd tip that I would give would be don't get obsessed with the numbers. Oh my God, I know that everybody talks about this and I really, really do wish that I had listened more. It's really not about the numbers. Like a couple more subscribers here, a couple more subscribers there. I mean, yes, they do add up, but that's not why you're doing it. And you're gonna get in like a really dark place obsessing over the numbers. And I speak about this from a personal experience. Oh my god, the like how horrible I made my life just like obsessing over the numbers. I would refresh my feed or like studio app, I think like 3-4 times a day. I don't know what I thought that was gonna do. I might as well just use my time to just make more videos and edit more videos. Like what a useless neurotic tick that I had developed. But I got really caught up in the numbers. I was starting to place the value of my YouTube channel based on numbers. Like if the numbers grew, then I was a more worthwhile individual. And I mean, there is some truth to it to a certain extent. If you have a low number of subscribers, although the numbers kind of give you an indication of where you're going. If you're getting more subscribers, it means you're doing something right. If you're not growing, then obviously you need to look at your content. It's good to use the numbers as a guideline, and it's kind of like a reminder, or kind of like use the analytics as a tool to better your content, but not to start using it as a metric of your self-worth or the worth of your channel. So the fourth tip that I want to give is don't compare your YouTube journey to others' journeys. So there's a period of time in my journey where I started becoming a big fan of Amber Scholes. She had just started off her channel, and I was among the first several hundred subscribers, and I was really excited to watch her channel. She just had such a great vibe. I mean, good for her. I think she's like a 3 mil right now. But the point that I'm trying to say is there came a point where I started using, I don't know why just particularly her, I have no idea, but I started to use her journey as like a metric at which to compare myself to, which is like the most ridiculous and embarrassing thing to admit. Like, but I feel like I'm in a good place right now, so I can admit that. But here I was comparing myself against somebody whose life has absolutely nothing to do with me. Instead of taking inspiration, I mean, originally it did start off as inspiration, but at some point it started to become just like this toxic measure that I was turning it into. Like I was turning something that was beautiful, something that inspired me, and turning it into something that was just tearing me down. I was tearing me down, and I don't really think that Amber would have wanted that for me, so I'm so sorry, Amber. But what I'm trying to say is there's really no point in comparing yourself to others' journeys. There's a lot of YouTubers that I follow, and they say that they didn't get like that kickstart, I think like 4 years, 5 years into their, and it's been 10 years, and like I'm still not growing, I'm still at a couple hundred subscribers, should I quit? Yeah, you know what, YouTube is not for everyone, and I think Kelly Stamps has mentioned this. She's like, it's just like tough love, this isn't for everyone. But I have always been of the vein or the thought anyone can make it on this platform. That's the only thing that kept driving me. Like if they could have success, why not me? If I had the thought process that, okay, maybe it might not be for me, I think I would have given up a long time ago, and I wouldn't be where I am today. So I know this sounds like I'm accepting an Emmy award. I'm just really happy. I'm really happy. I put in a lot of work into my channel. Like it is a definite grind. I recently had a friend ask me like, oh, how long does it take you to, you know, edit your videos, film and everything? And I was like, I downplayed it. I was like, probably just 3 hours. She was like, 3 hours? That's a lot. Like I don't have time for that. And I thought that was kind of interesting because, yeah, you know what, I guess in retrospective, compared to when it used to take me like 5 hours, I thought like, you know, if I push hard, you know, maybe 2 hours or 3 hours, it's not that bad. Yeah, it's a grind. It's a definite grind. So, and I understand that because it's a grind, it's so easy to compare ourselves to the successes of others, but really you shouldn't. And I'm here to tell you that my grind was so difficult, and I'm sure a lot of theirs were too. So you don't see what happens behind closed doors. So do not compare yourself against others. Just focus on you, focus on where you've been and where you want to go and what you're doing to get there, and enjoy the process, and everything else will fall into place. And the fifth and final tip that I want to give is don't be too worried about niching down. I think that a lot of beginner YouTube videos often say this, and I actually got this advice from PewDiePie, and it's kind of stuck with me throughout the years. But that's this idea that if you ever want to change your niche, or you ever want to go in a different direction, or just make content that just speaks to you. He used to be a gamer, and then I think somewhere along the line, he just completely changed his like tactic and started making other videos like comedy and stuff like that. Yeah, feel free to change your niche. I know that sounds a bit hypocritical because I have, for the most part, still stayed within my niche. I do make a lot of minimalism content, and that is how I started. My first video is how minimalism can make you happy. But along the way and along the road, I have made countless other videos. I've made videos on veganism when I was a vegan. I made videos on like outfits. I've made videos on money. I've made videos on travel. I've made a lot of videos. I never niched myself down. And one of my best videos is actually a shoe video, completely unrelated to minimalism. But that thing drives, I think, 200 views a day. So what I'm trying to say is you should enjoy this process, especially if you're a small YouTuber. you don't necessarily need to niche down. I think you should just make content on whatever makes you happy in the moment and enjoy that process of growth and change that comes with being a YouTuber, and just keep going at whatever you're passionate. And when you no longer feel a niche speaks to you anymore, just change. I mean, I make a lot of content that is not necessarily very minimalistic. You know, I make a lot of makeup videos, and I make a lot of jewelry videos and hair videos, and a lot of stuff that maybe a lot of minimalists or female minimalists might not do, and I might be cutting off my own legs in this niche. But I just thought at the end of the day, I have to be me, because ain't nobody else gonna be me but me. So I should be me and make content that makes me happy. Because honestly, at the end of the day, as I mentioned in point 1, you really have to do this because you love it. If you don't love it and you're just treating it like a business, and I mean, you should treat it like a business, but at some point, you need to have integrity. And part of that integrity is putting your foot down and saying, you know what, no, these are the values that I as a brand hold, and I'm gonna make content that speaks to me. Because when you make content that speaks to you, it's so obvious on camera. Everyone can see it. Everyone knows. It's so transparent. We can all see it. So if you ever feel you need to change, just change. You know, don't ever feel like you need to put yourself in a box. You don't. You are free to do whatever you want. And I'm a living example of that. I've done whatever I wanted. I took hits on views, subscribers, but I was like, you know what? It doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, it's about the process, not the destination. Okay, my little Cobras, as you guys can see, I did an outfit change. It is the next day. I went to Starbucks with Will and it was lit. I'll probably insert a clip of that. I mean, not that you need a clip of what Starbucks looks like. But anyway, for the Q&A, I asked you guys on Instagram to send me some questions, and you guys did. And I wrote them all down because I can't read off my phone and film at the same time. So we're just gonna do it old school like this. So yeah, let's get right into the questions. So the first question is, can you do an apartment tour, and how do you stay minimal living with somebody else? So yes, I'm definitely gonna do an apartment tour, not just like the empty apartment tour, which I do have in my moving blog, but I'm actually gonna do one with like everything moved in. I mean, everything's already moved in, so I guess I could technically start filming it. And the other part of the question is, how do you stay minimal living with somebody else? But lucky for me, I never pushed minimalism on Will, so I guess he saw that there was a lot of benefit to living quite minimally, and he upped me one, and he's really minimal, more than me now. Like, it didn't start off that way. He definitely had a lot more stuff than me. He was very like sentimental. He liked to hold a lot of childhood stuff, and anything that he got as gifts he kept. But I guess over time and us moving a lot, he kind of started to get annoyed with how much you'd have to like haul and chuck things, that it got to a point where like Will's really minimal. He's even more minimal than me. So between the two of us, I guess I'm kind of lucky that I'm not struggling with somebody who has a lot more than me. But I think that the kind of advice I could give, because I do live with my mom and she is by no means a minimalist. Honestly, at the end of the day, you just have to respect the other person and just focus on your own stuff. I got a really good tip from Marie Kondo about that, and that is, if you are intentional with your own stuff, you will find that you won't be bothered by other people's stuff / clutter, because you're satisfied with your amount. And that, I think, is truly the way to live your minimalism, is like your own journey. It's really not other people's stuff. Okay, the next question is, dreaming big, what's the vision? If I'm dreaming really, really, really big and like trying to be realistic and like not too crazy, but I mean, hey, like the sky's the limit, right? I would love to fire sometime in my 30s and continue working on my YouTube channel as like my job, but I don't really consider YouTubing a job. I really, really do enjoy making YouTube videos. I mean, it does help getting paid. Like, I'm not gonna lie, that helps a lot. In an ideal world, I would be making comfortable money off my YouTube channel to support Will and I, and some of my loved ones too. That would be most ideal. And hopefully after this whole, COVID situation has passed, I would like to be able to get my dental license as well. I think that would be really nice too. So yeah, thank you for that question. All right, the next question is 2 parts to it. How do you budget and save, and do you have a bucket list? So I'm actually gonna make a separate video. This actually is a video request by that same subscriber. I'm so sorry I'm taking forever to do this. But yeah, I actually do budget, and I'm really good with my money. I'm really good with managing my money, like money management. So I guess the long story short, how do I manage my money? I keep a book, really simple, pen and paper, and I also use an app on my phone, and I keep receipts whenever I go to the store. At the end of the month, I just kind of tally it and compare. I do usually have a ballpark about how much I spend. So for groceries, I spend about like $150, for rent, $500, my phone bill, $45. Internet is included within my rent. So really, I don't have much expenses because I don't really, I don't buy clothes. My makeup is sent to me for free. What other expenses could I possibly have? I'm a real low maintenance kind of gal, so I don't really have much more expenses beyond like food, rent, utilities, personal stuff. So yeah, that's pretty much my bill. And then how do I save? Anything more that I make beyond that, I just save it and then I just invest it, and that's pretty much it. Just rinse and repeat. Just real simple. I don't make it complicated, but I will go into more detail in an actual video for it. And the next one is, do you have a bucket list? I would like to have a YSL wallet. I know that's a really stupid bucket list, but I've kind of always wanted to have like an actual YSL wallet. I copped the YSL cosmetic last year, which I have right here. And that made me really happy. And these small luxury purchases, I know it's not the biggest of deal and it's not the biggest of bucket lists, but yeah, if I'm talking like a really big bucket list, I would love to be able to purchase property in Taiwan and live the rest of my life on a tropical island. That would be bomb. And that is actually something I'm working towards. I hopefully in the future would like to have the down payment to be able to buy an apartment in Taiwan. So that would be my bucket list, to live on a tropical island. All right, the next one is, can you do 2 truths and a lie? Okay, so I did this one on my Instagram and I think I gave the answer, so I'll just do it here anyway. Comment down below which one you think is the lie. My true subscribers, like my ride and die, will know what the answer is. But so I'm 29, I graduated from dental school, and I own a cat. All right, the next one is, how was the moving transition? Thank you for asking. It was really smooth. If you guys have watched the video, depending when that was published versus this was published, it was really smooth. Will's a minimalist, I'm a minimalist. We just put everything in a car, called it a day, done. I'd say that's probably one of the best, or among one of the best benefits of minimalism. It is just so easy to move. The next one is, keep up the good work. Thank you. I really appreciate it. The next one is, yay, do a room tour. Yes, room tour will be coming shortly after all of these videos I've got backed up are up and running. How will you celebrate? So actually yesterday I celebrated by getting myself a Starbucks. You would think that it's not the biggest of celebrations, but if you guys have followed me for a long period of time, you guys know that I'm very, very frugal, and I do take purchases outside of my like necessities very seriously, because I really do believe that the small purchases do add up. So I don't buy luxury coffee or designer coffee. I only buy them for special occasions, one being my birthday and another, I don't know, it really depends. I really only have Starbucks, I'd say no more than 3 to 4 times a year. So it keeps it kind of like a little sum, and I'm not blowing my money on luxury coffee, because honestly, Will's mom makes more bomb coffee than what Starbucks does. I'm not hating on Starbucks, I'm a stock owner, so as part of my own company, I'm allowed to say these things. All right, the next thing is, share something that you have not shared before. That's a tough one. I share almost everything with you guys. I really can't think of anything that I have not shared prior to. I guess I'll probably be making a video on it, but I haven't shared this yet. But in these past couple of months since coming back, I think almost a year and a half now, I did mention before I was suffering from a lot of depression and loneliness because I was living abroad and I missed my family. But since having come back and like rekindled some of my relationships with old friends and family members, I know this sounds awful, but I actually prefer my own company now. I'm not hating on people, but I have watched a lot of videos on like decluttering toxic or relationships that just no longer suit you. You've grown apart, you guys are just like on different wavelengths. That definitely happened to me after having been gone for 5 years and coming back, and just kind of seeing that like difference in mindset. I had to cut a lot of relationships out of my life, so it's weird. I'm even more lonelier now, I guess you could call it, but this is the least lonely I have ever felt in my entire life. So that's really nice. So I am going to be making a video on that. It's called Thriving in Loneliness. And yeah, it's weird. It's like, you think, oh, I'm lonely, I want to spend time with people. You spend time with people and you're like, okay, you know what? Never mind. I'd rather just be on my own. All right then, so there we have it. That is the Q&A. Thank you everybody who went on Instagram to ask these questions. I really appreciate it. And thank you so much everybody for 1,000 subscribers. It means the world to me. I'm really, really glad that now I'll be monetized and I'll be able to finally make a little coin off of my content, and that will just make it a lot more easier for me to bring more content to you guys. And because yeah, I won't be needing to work another job. I could finally be doing this, although we'll see how that goes. Thank you again so much from the bottom of my heart, everybody, for all the love, for 1,000 subscribers. Thank you so much. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.